Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we're having a look at yet another wonderful mod, this time in the form of the mobile mechanic, which is being made by user Fading Signal. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the ability to place portable workbenches anywhere you'd like in the world, including a portable power armor workbench, so that you can mess around with your modifications no matter where you are in the wasteland. And I love it. Now, along with the portable workbenches, you also do have, of course with workbenches, the ability to scrap items, again, anywhere in the world that you are. And I love everything about this mod, because I cannot tell you how many times I have been wandering the wasteland and decide, you know what, I really should upgrade this gun, but I don't want to go back to a settlement because I'm in the middle of doing something and that'll break the flow of my gameplay. But now with this mod, I don't have to break that flow. I can simply drop a portable workbench right in front of me, do what I need to do, and then be on my merry way. And that includes with scrapping junk, which is a very important tool in this game because, well, you can carry a lot of stuff, and eventually you'll probably not pay attention enough to your inventory management and you'll be overweight. But if you scrap a lot of items, the constituent parts of the scrap tend to weigh on average less than the scrap themselves, and so the ability to scrap those items will really help you open up some more inventory space, and that is always a good thing. And thankfully, the mod is quite easy to use and very simple to get your hands on. All you need to do is go to an existing settlement where you have a chemistry station, and just like with pretty much every mod out there that lets you build something, you need to go down to the utility tab here, where we'll find our portable workbench. And you'll notice it has pretty simple requirements of aluminum, plastic, rubber, and steel, and weighs only 4 weight, which is interesting. You might be thinking right now, well, it doesn't cost a lot to build, and it doesn't weigh a lot, so this might seem to you to be a little bit overpowered, the ability to place this workbench down on the ground wherever you are and be able to do things. But here's the limitation for this. This is just the workbench that gets put on the ground. On its own, it's useless, because what you have to do with this portable workbench is build kits that go with it. So if you actually want to upgrade your armor on the go, you have to build an armor kit, which is going to be some additional resources, which actually all the kits require adhesive and steel, except for the scrap kit here, which also needs aluminum. And each of these kits will also cost you a rank in Scrapper to actually create, and then alternatively you'll also need another rank and another skill depending on what the bench is. So for the armor kit, you'll also need armor rank 1, chemistry, chemist rank 1, the weapon kit you need gun nut rank 1, the scrap kit and stove kit just require Scrapper, and then of course each of these kits are also 4. So to build every kit on here, plus the workbench, you're looking at 24 weight. So you're going to have to balance, well, do I want to have 24 weight to carry things, or do I want to waste 24 weight carrying all these workbench parts? Or of course, just take specific parts with you, and that is how this mod really balances itself out. And I'm quite happy with that, because I never like my mods being too overpowered. I'm not a huge fan of cheaty things. But yes, I do quite like that. So you will have to build, besides the workbench, various workbench kits to actually do what you need to do. Now that's for the standard workbenches. We do also have right here the portable power armor station, which does take a lot more materials to build with aluminum, circuitry, gears, plastic, rubber, and steel, and will require rank 1 in Scrapper and rank 1 in armor. And it will weigh only a mere 15 compared to the 24 of everything with the workbench. So it's, basically a bargain. And with this 15 weight in your inventory, again, you can drop this down in the world and modify your power armor. And who doesn't want that ability? It's wonderful. Now, we also do have two other things that the mod maker has included in, basically as just a random gift. They have nothing to do with the workbenches, but the mod maker did also include a welding goggles with lens and a welding mask to kind of go along with the mobile mechanic motif. And yeah, they're just new items, which technically they aren't new. The mod maker found that they existed in the game as a part of outfits and decided to just rip them off of those outfits and make them their own thing. So it's just a nice little bit of extra flair for the mod, which I quite enjoy those little additions. So yes, we also do have a welding mask and welding goggles if you do want to look like a mechanic. So once you have all of your workbenches built, all you need to do is exit the chemistry station and then go out into the world where you want to place this and go to your miscellaneous tab in your inventory, which could be a bit daunting for some of us out there who have the miscellaneous tab full of a lot of crap, but thankfully, if you sort by weight, it's quite easy because these different workbenches and the power armor station, frankly, should be the heaviest things in miscellaneous. So as you can see here, we have the portable power armor station and the workbench and our 5 different kits already built. So we're currently taking up quite a lot of our weight with these things. So let's place down the portable workbench, and to do that, you simply drop it. So for me, on a keyboard, I hit R, and then we leave the Pip-Boy, and there we go, we have our portable workbench. Now again, without any of those kits, it is a completely useless thing that you basically drop in the world and can do nothing with besides pick it back up. But because I do have all those kits in my inventory already, we can hit E to activate, and we get brought into this UI, where we then select which of those kits in our inventory we want to use. Now, if you don't have the kit on you, it will not show up in this list, so you'll just have to pick whichever ones you do have on you at that time. So that is a good thing to keep in mind. So if you don't want to carry all 5 of the different kits with you, you only want, say, the weapon kit and the scrap kit, then go ahead, do that. It'll be a handy thing still. And then down at the bottom, besides those, we have the pack up workbench so that we can then pick it up and be back on our way, so we don't have to, you know, come back to it wherever we placed it. Let's just put that back down once more. And then, of course, the final option here was just do nothing, which simply closes that UI. But if we do want to use this, say to mess around with some of our armor, we simply click on the armor bench option, and there we go. It functions exactly the same as any armor workbench you have in any of your settlements, and it's beautiful. So now I have the ability, no matter where I am in the wasteland, to mess around with my armor. And that's pretty cool, but I do have to mention here, because you're probably seeing we have nothing in here, that this will only look at your inventory, so your personal inventory for your material requirements. We are, of course, inside of Sanctuary right now, and it does not pick up the requirements, or the materials rather, from whatever settlement you're inside of. It only picks it up from your inventory and your inventory alone, and that is it. So keep that in mind when you are going out and about, which frankly, if you're in a settlement anyways, you probably should just be using the workbenches there. But this basically will function like any workbench you find randomly out in the world. It's just going to be from your inventory. So right now I can't make anything because I have no junk in my inventory to use. But if we did, we could mess around with modifications, switch different mods on and off of different pieces of armor or weapons, and just do what we need to do, and that's quite handy. Now, of course, all the other bits and bobs will work exactly the same as that. The only different one is the scrap station, so let's talk about that real quick. Now, once you click that, we get this additional UI of scrap options, and here we have 2 things. The first being scrap all. I personally never click this because, of course, there are certain scrap items that are required for recipes. Some recipes want that alarm clock or whatever you found in a cabin somewhere. And if we hit scrap all, it will take every item from our junk inventory and scrap it. So if you're not wanting to lose specific items, you're going to want to click this, the scrap selected, and what that'll do is it'll bring us into this. We'll have our inventory on this side and our scrap container on the other. And now this also, though, will only take scrap. Now, technically, I could say throw in a cryo mine into here, but when we leave this and try to scrap it, nothing's going to happen, and the cryo mine is simply going to be given back to us. The only thing that'll actually get scrapped is actual scrap that you put in to this side of the container. And that is that. If you actually did want to scrap, say, any of these guns, you still can do it, but you have to do it by going into its specific workbench. So if you go into the weapon workbench, you could then scrap the deliverer or whatever you desire on there, and that could be that. But in this particular UI, it will only scrap items. Anything else, once we leave, if we hit tab, it'll ask us, do we want to continue? And even if we do hit yes, it's not going to scrap that cryo mine. If we wait a second, it should. There we go. Cryo mine has been added back to our inventory because it will only scrap scrappable items. And I just noticed something. Oh, look at that. If I look off to the side, if you notice the workbench is kind of jiggling there. Huh. I had noticed that before. Yeah, it does at that angle too. That is interesting. I had not noticed that before. That is an odd little bug. Intriguing. Okay, so that is the portable workbench. That's basically how it works. It's pretty much self-explanatory. You have the different kits, you go into whichever ones you want, and then you do what you need to do with your guns. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, of course, we have the portable power armor workbench. So if we go over here, and let's see, where's the sun so you can better see things? We'll point it this way. So I have my power armor right here, and if we go again to miscellaneous and plop down the portable power armor station again by just hitting R to drop it. There we go, it pops into the world, and it's a lovely little workbench, and there's this little pad right here. And this is where the power armor will actually go to. So if we go to, oh, actually I probably should point this out. As you'll notice here when we hover over this for context, we have craft, transfer, and also space to pick up. We don't have that same option on this one. If you want to pick this up, again, you gotta go into here, pack it up, and that is that. But this one has the option to pick it up. I'm not sure why they both don't, but maybe that'll change in the future. So if you do want to pick this up, you can quickly do that by hitting spacebar on the PC. Now, if we go into craft, it's going to move our power armor over there, just like a normal power armor station does. And again, just like any other workbench, we can edit whatever it is that we want on here and be on our way. But again, of course, you require the materials from your inventory. And yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And that's basically how you use that one. So let's exit from there. And there we are. Once you're done messing around, you can just get back into your power armor and be on your way. And that is a good thing. I love it. Now, I actually haven't tried this yet. I haven't tried picking it up while the power armor is still there. So let's try that. Hey, excellent, it worked just fine. I was hoping that it wouldn't, like, fly into space or something, because that would have been very, very bad. But let's actually... Oh, no, I didn't... Oh, I took all of those mods, didn't I? Oh, that was a mistake. But let's go over here, because I do just want to quickly show off, because, of course, we are in a settlement over there, so to just be sure that you guys see that we can actually put stuff into the world. We're currently way outside of Sanctuary now, and if I just go into here, miscellaneous tab, and drop down the power armor station, there we go. We're just fine, and we can use it over here just like we could over there. Now, you'll notice, though, that I can't actually craft with this. Yeah, because I took all the mods out of there, technically, yeah. Oh, if I got back into that power armor and put all the mods back in, it should work. But yeah, that's that's an interesting thing. But there we go. We can just pick this back up and once more be on our merry way. And I, again, love this mod as it's just such a useful tool in the world to be able to plop down these different workbenches, including power armor workbenches, and just do what you need to do and then be back to what you were wanting to do, of fighting people and scavenging buildings. You don't have to come back to a settlement to do your standard busy work, and I like that. I like that a lot. So if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description, and for right now, it is only on the Nexus for PC, but it should be coming soon to Bethesda.net and for the Xbox One. So if you are on Xbox One, you should be able to see this in a little while. Not yet, I have no idea what sort of time frame, but the mod page on the Nexus does say coming soon to Xbox One, so you should hopefully be good to go there. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you all have enjoyed, and of course that you do come back for the next, but until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.